Happy to have you guys here. If you're watching this live right now, please do me a favor and type in hashtag live. If you're watching this on the replay, please type in hashtag replay. For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, my name is Leticia Campbell. I am the CEO and founder of the Camel Success Network. I help coaches, course creators, and service providers dominate their sales online by teaching you guys how to close more clients. And I do this all inside of my Sales Success Academy membership club. You can join for today for as low as $9 by going to camelsuccessnetwork.com. So we're going to jump right on in. Well, no, we're not going to jump right on into this content. Let me first talk about some preliminary, some housekeeping and all that stuff. Hey, Dr. Ray. Hey, Classy Brown. Everybody congratulate Classy Brown. She's a brand new, spanking new member of my membership club. And if you haven't joined yet, go to camelsuccessnetwork.com, because I was thinking, and Darlene, you're on here. Darlene and Dr. Ray sees all the value I put into my membership club. It's a $9 a month membership club, but they have firsthand knowledge of all the great content that's in there. And I think I'm going to raise the price. I really think I have to. I was sitting here last night and I was really looking at the value I put into this membership club. Is not, and I told my ladies who are in there now, this is not your typical membership. Is way more deeper than that. Like, I want y'all to get to work. I want y'all not just get to work. I want you guys to have a plan. I want you guys to have some accountability and all that stuff. So I put a lot into it. So I will be raising the price. I'm not sure when, but the price will go up dramatically, because into the new year, I want some fast freaking action takers. So guys, what I want to talk about, this conversation is sort of like a segue into the live I did yesterday. Yesterday, I did a live inside of my Success Tribe. And y'all have to check that out because it's pretty long. It's pretty long. Hey, Lane, how are you? But it's really, really good. Like, y'all ever had a live that will, like, if you could put in your live stream Hall of Fame wall, if I had that in my house, that would be one of them, because I went into so many different dimensions of futurescaping and selling and everything. It was so good. Oh, Classy, you should have gotten an email already, sis. So go check your email inbox. I actually emailed you personally. So go check your email inbox. Or Therese, if you're on here, if you could reach out to Classy Brown here on Facebook and just give her the information. But you did get an email, sis. Oh, Darlene said it's raw, and yes, my membership club is super raw. Yes, you're so right, Darlene. So I went live yesterday in my Success Tribe, and the live was talking about many things. We talked about we all want skin, like Miss Tasha, Channel 4 News. Miss Tasha is one of my clients, and she has amazingly flawless skin. So that was fun, right? We went to so many different things. But one of the things I talked about was the payphone, right? Do any of y'all remember? I don't want to give away my age. It's all right, But do any of y'all remember how the payphone used to be everywhere? Y'all remember that? Like, I'm a New York City native. I lived in New York City all my life. I never lived anywhere else. And payphones used to be everywhere. I particularly remember 7 years ago. Hey, Jeanette. 7 years ago, I used to literally walk just 2 blocks up the road from me, and there was a payphone. There was actually like 6, I think. It was like a wall of payphones. Those are gone. They're just replaced right now by like these billboard signs, right? Like, hey, get some vodka, or It's like payphones used to be the everywhere. Y'all remember that? Everywhere. And now, okay, so the other day I was picking my kids up from school, and I had to go to the supermarket, and I walked in a different entrance of the supermarket. I sort of walked in the back way, right? So I'm walking the back way, and I look over, and my son, my youngest son, Roran, he was like, "Mommy, look at that! It's a phone." Look at that. Like he thought that was so cool that there was a phone station outside. So I looked at him like, oh my God, that's a pay. Hey Sasha, how are you? You never really see payphones anywhere. And when you see one, it's almost like a dinosaur. It's like, oh my God, like this is like for real. It's like and only the older generations, like women in my generation and older, has like a sort of we could always okay. Whenever I see a payphone, I have a flashback. Let me just say that. I used to date a guy, and I will always call him on a payphone. And I remember y'all know I grew up in Westbury, Long Island. And anyone who grew up in Westbury, not Old Westbury was where all the rich folks were. We were in a middle class area. I grew up on Westbury, Long Island in an area called Uptown, right? So it was Uptown, which where I live, and it was low cash. There's no difference in currency with the names. We were all in my neighborhood rubbing two nickels together to make a dime, right? So we used to have a pizza shop, and it was a payphone in front of the pizza shop, and a payphone had its own phone number on it. You remember those payphones back at the end of the day, where we didn't just have payphones, but every payphone had its own phone number. So you give somebody that number, and they could call that payphone, and bam, you'll have a conversation. So I remember I dated a guy, and I used to talk to him like for almost an hour outside. I don't care if it was raining, snowing, whatever. I used to be out there on the payphones. Every time I see a payphone, I had a flashback on how silly I was when I was this young girl, talking to a guy on a payphone. Like, I don't know what y'all think of when y'all, I'm trying to read y'all comments. Darlene said, on every corner, I saw one while at home for the holidays. It was like I saw a dime. Absolutely. Oh, you're getting over a massive cold. Everybody's getting colds now. Yes, girl. My daughter was getting a cold, and you know what I gave her that really just literally wiped the cold away overnight? Um, it's called, I take a ginger root, I grind it up, like those grinders. I grind the hell out of it. I get honey, and I get lemon, a whole lemon, right? And I put it in my NutriBullet. I blend it up, and I gave her like a whole shot of it, like this much, and she drunk it, and literally she got better after that. Her cough, her reason, all that stuff. I don't know. I just, if you want to try that out, go try it out. But it has to be like a real ginger root. Do not take off the skin. Just grate it out. And I keep ginger in my freezer all the time. Like I always have ginger, lemon, and honey in my house. And that's what helps really. If y'all have any other remedies for Sasha, give her some remedies, y'all. Classy Brown said, me too. When gas was 79 cents a gallon. Payphones are in cheap gas. Payphones, I remember using a payphone. And those of you who just hopped on, I have a whole moral to this, a whole lesson. So please stay tuned for it. I remember talking for 3 minutes on a payphone. It was 10 cents for every 3 minutes. It was before they raised the price to a quarter. So when I tell you I was talking to somebody for almost an hour, I'm talking about I basically paid a weekly, monthly, a month that I paid to talk to somebody on a payphone is probably 80% less than we pay for our cell phones today. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. That's why I be like, when women from my generation look at our cell phone bills, we're like, oh my God, this is high. Because we remember back in the day when we had when there was pay phones, where you probably spend less than $50 a month having a conversation frequently with somebody on a payphone. You pay damn near almost $200, sometimes over if you have a family plan for a payphone. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. People, who are born after us are like, what's the issue? No, we listen. You're crazy, Sasha. You're awesome. All right, y'all. So, hey, Ashley, how are you? Ashley Hicks, welcome to the broadcast, sis. So, listen, everyone, we're going to jump right into this content. And I wanted to pre-frame it and talk about the payphone. Somebody, guys, I'm live on Periscope too. Hey, 6040 said, wait, I just came in. They still have payphones? Yeah, they still have payphones. Yes, I'm going to take a picture of it for you guys and put it on my story so you guys can check it out. But as I just mentioned, I had a amazing live yesterday inside of my Success Tribe, referencing the payphone as it pertains to our business. Even though we look at payphones, you may find one out of the blue one day, or sometimes we just don't notice it. We got to look back, and I use that whole payphone as a symbolization of as to symbolize um, how a lot of us are building our businesses like it's a payphone, right? Yeah, Ashley, if you join my membership club, I'll be more than happy to show you that. CampbellSuccessNetwork.com. Um, how we put that, it's the same exact analogy. Okay. So, and that's what brought me to this, about how we look at other people, and I'm trying to slow my brain down here so I can explain this in a way that everyone can understand. When we're looking at everybody else, our competitors, people who are doing things similar to what we are doing, we're actually running our businesses like a payphone, right? If I'm constantly looking at the people who are my competitors, or the people who are still in the same line of work that I'm doing, and I'm constantly looking at them and trying to emulate everything that they do, I'm running my business like a payphone. Instead of me sitting back and evolving what I'm doing now, right? It won't happen as long as your eye is so focusedly kept on people out there who have no relevancy to your destination. So, and what's so crazy? Everybody says, look at your competitors and see how you can be different. And I that has some truth on it. But after I was thinking a lot this morning, and I was writing out some content and all this other stuff, when you look at the payphone, and you look at, now we have cell phones, physical cell phones, where we can literally pick up and call whoever we need to call. The only difference was how they deliver the communication, the amount of convenience that they gave to somebody. So if you're building a course or a service, and you're like, everybody else is doing exactly what I'm doing, especially those of you who work in like the weight loss and the health industry, it's such a red sea of content. If you sit back and think less of, well, how can I do things different, instead of thinking, well, how can I make things more convenient for the people that I want to purchase my service, I want them to purchase my service so they can get more results. That's how you have the greatest impact. Because that's what really the whole cell phone and the whole smartphones, what they've created, they create a bigger impact because they create a massive high level of convenience, because you can still communicate with people on a payphone, and you can still communicate with people on a cell phone, right? And then they stacked it with all those other features and benefits, like text messaging, and you could watch Netflix and YouTube, and you could go on social media platforms and things like that. Is more about how we need to look at everything that we're doing and say, well, how can I make it more convenient for the client that I'm trying to get? And just so you guys know, I'm going to be doing a free training on how to get more clients. It's going to come up this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do my free training. If you're not available this Saturday, still register anyway, so I can send you out the replay an hour after. By going to CampbellSuccessNetwork.com right now, you can register for that training, because I'm going to start early on how to teach you guys how to get more clients the right way, right? So I want to give you guys 3 points today before I hop off this live. Give me the next 10 minutes to explain these 3 points, because they're very powerful and important. Hey, Miss Tasha, we was just talking about you, sis. Number 1 is, stop making your business about you. Make it about the work. That's so important, guys. That's one of the major ways to not build a payphone based business, because if you want to really, really evolve, if you want to really, like one of my super friends, Robin Jackie, talked about that in her live the other day. It's about not having resolutions. It's about thinking of ways that you could take the things that you're doing now and just evolve it. Just how do you make it bigger? How do you make it better? Right? Someone asked me, they said, Letitia, like, when are you going to stop coaching? When are you going to stop mentoring women? When are you going to stop doing events? When are you going to stop speaking? When are you going to stop launching programs? And I was like, I don't ever plan on stopping. I plan on getting better. Like real tea. Like if there's people out there in the world saying, well, I'm building this business online and I'm going to retire from it one day. Retirement is not that word retirement for me is something that's like an employee term. Like when people say, oh, I'm going to retire from my business one day, that's like when I hear that, I think, oh, she just got an employee mindset. Because I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, there's no retirement. My father never retired from being a mechanic. He loved it so much that he did it until the day he died. It wasn't a sense of something that made him tired, weary, and unhappy. He kept doing it to the day he passed on. So really it's all about what he did was he just got better and better and better at fixing and detailing cars. So that's the mentality that you guys have to have. And if you're thinking of retirement, then you're thinking of the fact that you're not planning on being in this industry in the long term. You're here for the thrills and frills, but you're not really here to get to just elevate until, you know what I'm saying? To ascend. You're absolutely right, 60-40. It never felt like work to him. I was just telling my mom before I hopped on here, we were like having flashbacks of, my father was still living, on how when I was a little girl in the summertime, 13, 14, 15 years old, he used to wake me up at 4 a.m. in the morning to pump the brake. You know what pump the brake is? That means you just sit in the car and another person's under the car and they're telling you to pump and hold, pump and hold, pump and hold. 4 a.m. in the morning, in the summertime, I didn't want to do that. I want to be sleeping. But that's what I had to do. It was no retirement for him. So, when you focus, take you out of this whole equation, because when you're going at it as thinking of yourself in this business and what you want to build and what you want to talk about and how much money you want to create, when the money doesn't flow in like you want it, you do less work. I'm telling y'all to flip that habit and go all in on the work. And number 2 is stay loyal to the process, y'all. I made a post this morning. You're never ever going to go from 0 to the palace real quick. Doesn't happen. The reality of being an entrepreneur is that we're the ones who are the most stressed. Nobody tells y'all this. We're the ones who are, in fact, the most stressed. We have the highest sense of anxiety. Okay? We are the people out there who are taking the biggest amount of risk, because real entrepreneurs don't talk about how much money they make. Straight up. You don't see Jeff Bezos going on his Instagram or on his Facebook saying, you know what, y'all, I just made $4.4 billion this month. Everybody else is talking about him. Everybody else is counting his money. I'll never forget this. When I grew up, and I shared this story multiple times to you guys, my mother said, it's a sin to count another woman's money. Worry about what you're going to create. Worry about what you want to do in your life. Don't worry about what the next, next girl is making. Worry about yourself. Mind your own business. And the problem is today is we are so busy counting everybody else's money, instead of saying, this person out here who's saying they're making $50 million, well, what currency are they making it in? Instead of questioning people who out there actually promoting on how much millions and millions of dollars they make, instead of saying, you know what, why are they so hyped up on that? Because real entrepreneurs don't talk about how much money they make. Because it's not the fact that it's nobody's business. It's the fact that it's not about the money. It's about the process. I don't care. Success to me has nothing to do with money. Like low key, it has nothing to do with money. I want to tap into and hack your process. What process did it take for you to get to success? What methods or strategies did you decide to emulate, and routines? What routines that you did every single day that allowed you to go from 0 to 100 in 10 years, in 20 years. I'm not even worried about quick processes. Like a lot of people were like, well, how soon am I going to get a result? Or how fast am I going to get a breakthrough? No, because success takes time. People may think that, oh my God, Letitia, you left your job, you're successful. No, I removed my job so that I can continue to work the thing that was going to make me successful. To me, leaving a job is easy. To me, I made a decision in my mind that I did not want to work for anyone anymore, and I did the work to make it happen. Had I just said I want to leave my job and not done anything, I would still be working right now. Focus more on the work, because when you focus on the work will pay for itself. You're gonna get more clients. But some of y'all don't know what work you need to do, and this is why I open up for this is my first webinar of this year, my first free training this year. So make sure y'all attend. Go to CampbellSuccessNetwork.com. That's the #1 link to go to whenever you want to see anything that I have come up. Free trainings, my membership club, my live events, discovery calls, everything, and all my other social media platforms. Go to CampbellSuccessNetwork.com right now and register to join for my next webinar. I'm only letting 20 people, only 20 people register for this webinar, okay? Because it's sort of like an impromptu, and I'm just going to jump right in. It's going to be, make sure you have your pens out, make sure you have your papers out for this free training, because it's not a listing shop. Darlene said, right, because a business built in hype will crumble like a house. Yep, it would. It will definitely crumble. And the last point I want to make, guys, when it comes to, are you building a payphone business? All right. And the difference between the payphone and the cell phone, when you're talking about a business analogy, is that if you're not making an impactful amount of noise here online, nobody is going to notice you, because you probably have had payphones in your presence probably majority of the time last year, but you didn't notice it. You'll notice somebody talking on their cell phone versus a payphone standing there, because cell phones produce more noise. So are you making enough noise to get noticed? So, there was a time where I sat here at this desk and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't make my goal today. And then another voice came in my head and said, did you ask enough people? Did you ask everybody? Did you get out there? A lot of times, I don't go live all day, because I do offense and defense. I do a lot of work behind the scenes that a lot of these entrepreneurs out here don't talk about. They tell you guys about everything they're doing online, Facebook ads, posting, live broadcasts, but they rarely talk about is really what we do behind the scenes as entrepreneurs that allows us to close clients. And I'm going to be teaching you guys about that this weekend, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it, that's fine. Definitely register anyway, so I could see, hey, Naomi, so that I could send over the replay, because this free training is going to be very important. I'm going to be taking out all the bubbles and all the get a website or get this, get that. I'm taking out all that hoopla that you guys have been hearing before. It's not the type of free training for those of you who say, well, I want to go to this free training and get results within a month. If you like instant gratification, this is not the type of training for you. I'd rather you just, not attend. It's really for those of you who want to learn what steps you need to take, what you need to create, who you need to become, right? And those of you who know that the process to success this year is exactly what I said it is. It's a process. It's not a overnight type of thing. All right. It's really for those of you who already know that I'm signing on to put in the work for an extended period of time, but in between the time of success and the time of discovery, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to start seeing results in between. And that's what this free training is all about. So go to CampbellSuccessNetwork.com right now. If you need more clients, or you want to discover how to get more clients, because it's going to be a very, very amazing training. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys later on today. As always, don't forget, get out there and dominate, because it's time to design a life that you deserve. Till next time, God bless. Bye, guys. Oops.